Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, depending where people are. I'm Avanish Gandhi. I am the product manager on the extensibility team. And one of the things I work on is sort of marketplace and discovery. How do you find this marketplace? So really, when you're logged into Express, we introduce a new way to get to the marketplace. You had to be in the editor to actually or discover any add-ons and through the launchpad. So, the experience always had been that you would be working on a project. And if you were working on a project, then let me just open a test project. So you would click on add-ons. And at that point, this is how you would discover add-ons before we did the marketplace release. And so this was a great way. This was perfect because users who were actually working on a project, the hypothesis always was that when users are working on active projects, that's when they actually look for sort of new add-ons. That's where it's more contextual. This is exactly where they need it. That's when they start looking for it. But through various sort of user studies we did, as well as sort of talking to you guys, what we realized was that it would be great now that we have so many different add-ons being added to the ecosystem. It would actually make sense to provide a proper marketplace for add-ons where we could feature collections, feature sort of spotlight add-ons, and sort of make it a much richer experience than what we have today. So in May, we released the new add-on marketplace that can be accessed from the left navigation. So you click on add-ons and you land on this new marketplace experience. At the very top, let's start with sort of the very top. Today, you will see a toggle. So any person who's logged into Express who has the developer mode turned on will also see this toggle. Like if you don't have the developer mode turned on, then you would not see the toggle at all. But what this toggle allows you to do is actually allows you to move back and forth between sort of because you are a developer, this allows you to actually go into the mode where you can manage your add-ons, create new add-ons, upload new listings, update your existing listings, view insights into your listings. So this is where you come and do all of those sort of management and distribution of add-ons. But the marketplace itself, the add-on sort of toggle selection will actually bring you to the marketplace experience. We have always had the featured collection at the top. And this does really well, which is great. But, as a whole, we are adding so many different add-ons to the marketplace. Every week, there's a whole bunch of new exciting things which are coming that we introduced 3 new collections to this, which is AI-powered social media design elements. And this is sort of our first iteration of these collections. So these are not final set of collections. We plan to keep adding more categories here, which will actually allow users to explore things based on different use cases they might have. But this is our very early sort of view into the collections. And these are tied to how Express users are sort of using Express today. So these all 3 of these collections are based on what is popular in Express, which is kind of great. So users have, as soon as we introduced this right away, users have started using these 3 collections as sort of an effective way of exploring collections. So we allow you to go through. These get refreshed regularly too. So the nice part is that this is not a set, one set. Like we plan on keep refreshing these add-ons which are featured in each one of these collections. And then you have sort of the all add-ons experience, which then allows you to look at all of the add-ons. And then if a user selects an add-on, they actually land into the new detail page experience, which is very similar to what you would see in the Launchpad. But now we have a lot more space and a lot more a richer experience can be built here. So this now allows us to do stuff. There's been a common ask that, hey, we would like to provide more information in the description. Or in the future, we want to do some kind of ratings, or we want sort of videos to be featured in the... So all of those asks are now possible because now we have experience where we have the space to create these or add these new features. And so our plan is that within next 3 to 6 months, we will keep adding new features here, which create sort of high engagement from users. And that's really what our plan is. Another key cool feature here is that one of the feedbacks we keep hearing is that developers as well as partners are coming to us and saying we want to be able to market these add-ons in our sort of social marketing efforts. How do we deep link users here? And so the feature here, which is copy, this allows you to now copy the link to this detail page view, and you can use that in all your marketing efforts. This is how you would bring users directly into the product. And so there are a couple of things that happen. If a user who actually clicks on that link and goes in, if you're already the user is already logged into Express, then they will directly land into this detail page experience, which is great. Like they can come here, they can read about sort of what this add-on does, and then they can just add it. And once they add it, they open it, and it takes the user into the editor where they can start using the add-on because they have already acquired the add-on. So this is a flow which is quite successful. But if a user is not logged in today, then what happens is they are presented with this experience where we welcome them to Express, and then sort of they can continue as guest, or they can sign up, or they can use an existing sort of like credentials to log into Express. So that's really, this is the way to sort of get in. And then once a user gets in, then they actually can start using the add-ons, exactly like the logged in experience showed. But this was sort of one way to show you guys, like through your marketing efforts, like, either the user is already logged into Express and they would be able to right away see more, or they would land here where we will sort of ask them to log in. So going back, what else with let me get out of the editor, get back to the Add-ons Marketplace. So yeah, what's coming next? We have a whole bunch of new exciting things planned for next 2-3 months, where we will, every week you will see new things which are showing up. So one of the things which we released a couple of weeks back was actually add-ons, ability to search add-ons in the main search bar. So if I go to the home experience for Express and start typing, say Google, that's one of the add-ons today in the marketplace. So if I type that, right away, add-ons start showing up as suggestions in the dropdown. And a user can click on that and they see a little pop-up regarding what that is. They can learn more. They land on the marketplace, and then the experience sort of allows them to add and start using that. So that's sort of one way to search for it. Users can also land on the add-on context, so they can actually select that they only want to do search on this. So they could click for that, and that takes them to sort of a search experience or a search results experience for add-ons. So this is another way to look for it. But overall, what we are finding is that users have been looking for add-ons in the search bar, and this new flow has become quite effective in sort of taking users into the flow of finding and then start acquiring and using add-ons. So this has been a very effective way of doing it. But yeah, these are all the cool new features which are here today, and more to come. And really, if you want to know what is next, is what you'll start seeing is this home experience, which is sort of, all add-ons experience. We will start adding a lot more spotlights, add-on spotlights, as well as sort of collections here. So if you have questions about how do your add-ons actually show up into these collections, do reach out to me directly or to your partner team or your contact who you work with, and they can help answer the question of how do you get into one of these collections. Again, these collections are not set in stone. We plan to keep evolving these collections with the idea that we have to refresh this. Users who come here, and if they keep seeing the same collections, then there is a fatigue associated to that. So our plan is to sort of currently the partnership team and I manage this, but in the future, a lot of this will be powered through sort of how users are searching, how users are using these add-ons. So these will get refreshed regularly. This is a brand new offering. The marketplace is pretty new, and it has great adoption. I'm telling you right now, this is one of the most powerful ways of discovering add-ons now. And with the new L1 navigation we added, which is sort of on the left nav, add-ons are quickly gaining popularity as more and more users are clicking on it, trying to figure out, oh, what are these? And once they go in, they are actually quite interested. So what we are seeing is that a lot of users, like Express has so many amazing features on it. So new users who come there, they are less likely to right away look for an add-on, but the returning users in a large amount of or large quantity are actually going to that. So the features we are planning now is, if I am a user who comes into a marketplace, what am I looking for? And the biggest thing is that there's a whole bunch of add-ons in there. So we need to classify them into some meaningful collections, which will help users quickly get to what they're looking for. So a lot of our investment is about in that collections. Those collections become really critical to sort of create new types of collections based on use cases, as well as sort of then refining them and refreshing them regularly. So that is one of our key focus area. Second is sort of now adding ability to search, filter, sort these add-ons too, because that becomes second. As soon as some of these collections have 8, 10, 20 add-ons in them. Now it's important to actually further refine that search. So we'll allow users to go and filter those. So that is another addition that is coming. So next 2 months, those are the two key focus areas, is to improve the search and the browse experience, which is sort of the filtering and the sorting. And then the home experience, which is ability to explore and find new kinds of add-ons. Really, those are the key focus areas. And so that's really what is on the roadmap. We added a new feature for sort of provided an ability for developers to go and download a CSV file, which gives them insights on their listings, really. And these insights are how many users are actually installing their add-ons and how many users are using their add-ons. So it's like really good insight for them. You can go and download these spreadsheets. But this is the very early implementation of sort of enabling you to look at how users are using. The next set of insights we want to add around this we'll add some interesting charts and trends for you guys. That's really what we are working on next, which will actually allow you to improve your listings. So that's the goal, is sort of bring it to a point where it's pretty self-service for a developer to go in and say, I want to know how many users are looking at my detail pieces. I want to see how many users are installing, how many people are using my add-ons, So those are the kinds of things we plan to add, keep refining it and improving that so that it helps you better understand what users are doing with the add-ons. I think it's 24 hours. So every day it gets updated. From the product side and the design side of everybody who supports My Add-ons, right? One of our biggest focus area is how do we improve discovery of add-ons? And when I say discovery of add-ons, which is how do we get relevant add-ons in front of users of Express? And so we have done a lot of things where when we started, Launchpad was the only place users could see add-ons. And there was a detail page view where you could go and read more about it. Now, there are more than 10 different areas within the product where users can find add-ons. They happen contextually, which is when you're in editor, you can look at it in Launchpad, you can see it in the share menu, you can see it in sort of media panel and elements panel and your stuff. So what we are doing is we are trying to figure out how to contextually show right add-ons to users in a lot of different places. So so the reason why you don't have that, how many impressions of detail pages are there, is because now there's so many different ways users are seeing that information. So we want to be sure that we give you the right number. We don't want to just give you a number to one surface and one page. We want to actually show you a holistic number of you have a much better understanding. So that's what we are working on right now. So it's definitely something we are trying to figure out what's the best way to give it to you so that you have a better understanding of where and how users are finding this too.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Avanish. And if anyone has any suggestions or feedback which comes up, I guess, after this event, like Avanish said, you can reach out to the team. The best place is on Discord. All of our team members are on there. So you have the engineering team, the product team, myself. I work on the developer relations team. So everyone's there. And then also other developers are in there too. So if you're trying to find a solution to a problem which isn't solved, then hopefully another developer can give you advice on what they did.